Welcome back. Today we're diving into the Isekai trash heap to find gold of overpowered protagonists who break game mechanics and make us all wish we got hit by a truck. Let's get into it. Kicking off with number 6. My instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stands a chance against me. Yes, that is the actual title. You practically need a second monitor just to read the whole thing, but don't let the word salads scare you off. This show is hilarious because it's the ultimate anti-isekai. Usually we watch these shows to see the hero struggle, grind XP, and unlock a cool ultimate move in episode 12. Yogiri Takatu, he skips all that. His power is in the title. He says die, and things just cease to exist. Dragons, dead. Vampires, dust. Gods, deleted. It's like bringing a nuclear warhead to a knife fight in a high school cafeteria. The comedy comes from how bored he is about being a walking apocalypse. While his classmates are getting chosen one powers and acting like typical arrogant anime protagonists, Yogiri is just trying to play video games and nap on the bus. It's a parody of the entire genre, roasting the tropes of power scaling by making the scaling irrelevant. The animation isn't going to blow your mind, but watching arrogant villains give a 10-minute monologue only to drop dead mid-sentence is oddly satisfying. It's One Punch Man, but with zero effort and way more dead bodies. If you want a power fantasy that doesn't take itself seriously, this is it. But stick around, because things get way weirder from here. Sliding to number 5, Loner Life in Another World. If you have ever been the guy standing awkwardly in the corner at a party pretending to text on your phone, you are going to relate to Haruka. When his entire class gets summoned, he misses the god-tier skill giveaway because, get this, he didn't want to talk to the god. By the time he shows up, all the cool cheats like Holy Sword and Infinite Magic are gone. He's left with the bargain bin skills nobody wanted, like cane fighting and contact lenses. Yeah, it sounds pathetic, but that's where the fun begins. Haruka isn't OP because he has a nuke button. He's OP because he breaks the system with garbage tools. He creates this insane synergy between useless skills to become a one-man army, all while aggressively avoiding his classmates because he enjoys his solitude. It's a refreshing change from the "I must build a harem" mindset. The humour is snappy, often breaking the fourth wall to complain about how cliché the other characters are acting. It's sarcastic, dry, and genuinely funny seeing him troll the popular kids who got the good powers but have zero brain cells. It's basically a survival guide for introverts who accidentally ended up in a fantasy RPG. But if you think a loner is strange, wait until you see what object our next protagonist turns into. Landing on number 4, Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon. Okay, put the pitchforks down and hear me out. I know what you're thinking. A vending machine? Really? Have we run out of ideas? Yes, we have. But somehow, this show is actually fantastic. Meet Boxo. He's a vending machine. He can't walk, he can't talk outside of pre-recorded store phrases like welcome and too bad and he dispenses soup. That's it. That is the premise. And yet, it is one of the most creative uses of an OP protagonist I've ever seen. Boxo becomes essential to the dungeon economy, dispensing buffs, food, and even weapons to adventurers. The show does a surprisingly good job of making you care about a rectangular metal box. The combat is genuinely tactical because he has to figure out how to kill monsters by shooting soda cans at Mach speeds or dispensing dry ice to freeze enemies. Plus, his relationship with Lamis, the super strong girl who carries him around on her back, is wholesome enough to melt your cynical heart. It proves that you don't need a moody swordsman to make a good show, you just need excellent writing and a wide selection of snacks. It's ridiculous, catchy, and strangely addicting. But trust me, number 3, it'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Looking at number 3, as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. This one hits different. Ars Luvant isn't overpowered because he can bench press a mountain or shoot lasers from his eyes. He's a weak little kid. His overpowered ability is human resources. Seriously, he has an appraisal skill that lets him see everyone's stats and potential, like he's playing FIFA manager mode but with samurai and mages. The show isn't about him fighting, it's about him finding broken characters before anyone else realizes they are strong. He picks up a persecuted foreigner, a starving peasant, and a persecuted tactician, turning them into his personal Avengers squad. What makes this good rather than just generic is the emotional weight. Ars loves his people. He invests in them when the rest of the world calls them trash. Seeing his subordinates grow from nobodies into legends because one kid believed in them gives you that distinct, warm and fuzzy feeling. The animation has some serious budget during the magic battles too. The visual effects for the limit breaks are crisp. It's a strategy game come to life, proving that knowledge is way more dangerous than a sword. If you like seeing a team come together to dunk on arrogant nobles, you need to watch this. But now let's look at the absolute king of edgy skeletons. Moving to number 2, Overlord. You cannot talk about OP protagonists without bending the knee to Ain's Wool Gown. This is the gold standard for villain protagonist. Momonga gets stuck in his favourite MMO as a giant skeleton lich, ruling over the great tomb of Nazarick. He is max level, has spells that can wipe out armies, and commands a floor of NPCs who worship the ground he floats on. But the real genius of Overlord isn't his power level, it's his internal panic. On the outside, he's this terrifying, deep-voiced overlord of death. On the inside, he's a salaryman sweating bullets, trying not to look stupid in front of his servants. The gap between Sasuga Ainsama and his internal monologue of, wait, what is happening right now, is comedy gold. But when he flips the switch to serious mode, it's chilling. The world building is dense, treating the fantasy politics seriously right before Ain stomps on them. It's not just about winning, it's about domination. Watching him accidentally conquer the world because his subordinates misunderstood a mumble he made is a plot point that never gets old. You want a power fantasy that embraces the dark side and looks stylish doing it. Overlord is mandatory viewing. But there's one spider who grinded even harder. Arriving at number 1, so I'm a spider, so what? This is it, the queen of the grind. While other isekai protagonists get handed a cheat skill and a harem in episode 1, Kumoko wakes up as a level 1 spider in the deepest, deadliest dungeon on the planet. Everything wants to eat her. She has to eat frogs that taste like acid just to survive. This isn't a power fantasy handed to her. She earns every single stat point through blood, sweat, and missing limbs. It is Dark Souls if the chosen undead was a hyperactive teenage girl making pop culture references. The CGI animation gets a lot of hate, and sure, sometimes she looks like a floating PS2 asset, but look past that. The skill system is addictive. Watching her evolve, combine skills, and strategize to kill monsters 10 times her size is pure dopamine. But the real hook is the story structure. There is a massive mystery involving a dual timeline with her human classmates that completely recontextualizes the plot halfway through. It turns from a survival show into a political thriller that spans decades. Plus, Aoyuki's voice acting is legendary. She carries the entire show on her back, rapping her inner monologues at light speed. It's chaotic, smart, and the most rewarding progression in the genre. Kumoko is the Geoat. That's the list. From vending machines to skeletons, these OP MCs prove that power fantasies never get old. Which one is your favourite? Drop a comment below and let me know if I missed any hidden gems. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more anime chaos. Catch you in the next one, guys!